Hi everybody, and thanks for joining me today. So finishing up some more on the peacock's chest and going to be working a little bit into the top of his wing, I think, today. Again, stitching a little bit out of order here, kind of sloping this way and following his wing, leaving the sky to fill in later. Because, yeah, I figured that might be harder to see on camera, and that his the brighter colors might be more interesting to watch. So again, got some bigger blocks today, so I think we should pass the 17% mark today. We're at 16.93, so yeah. I will say that I didn't start at 0 for this session again. I did 124 already this morning, so yeah, as I said, I was estimating 18% by the end of the month, and we are definitely on track for that. We might even get a little past it. So, okay. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there's so much of this color right now that in my ends jar, there's like a stripe of this bright blue. It's kind of interesting actually looking at my ends jar. You can kind of see what part I was working on from the colors of the ends in the jar, yeah. So I may keep them, I don't know. I haven't yet decided. Yeah, still prepping for family to come visit. My husband finished the rollaway bed. Been wanting to do that for a while, so this kind of pushed him to do it. And also had to fix underneath. We had that room carpeted, and the spot where the sort of the what do you call it? The sewer access. It was just carpeted over, but it was like there's a well and nothing in it. So yeah, my husband had to deal with cutting the piece of carpet out and plastering in there. And he had some old plaster of Paris, and yeah, that stuff does expire because yeah, it was not drying, and he'd had it for like a couple of years. So yeah, you kind of figured it might not work. I mean, he poured it pardon me, he lined it with plastic and then poured the plaster on top so that it will be easy to remove if they ever do need to use that access point. But yeah, he had to go and buy some more stuff, and whatever they had at the store must have been older too, because it was a bit slower, although not as old as the stuff he had. He said, yeah, they don't have best before dates or anything on those, but I said, yeah, I guess maybe they're not required since it's not food. Yeah. But at least that's pretty much done. Yeah. So far they're on schedule to come, but I mean, he said, yeah, if we get access routes get cut off by fires, they may not be able to make it. So we'll see once we get closer to the date, because yeah, there was my husband came back from Northwest Territories, and as I said in the previous video, he left just in time because they ended up having to evacuate people by air because all the roads were blocked by fire and it was closing in. That town didn't burn yet, fingers crossed. Unfortunately, the neighboring one did, so yeah. Not good. And there was a lot of damage to infrastructure too, so that really sucks for people there. Okay. So yeah, I will have a bit closed in here, but that's okay. That's what I felt like doing, so. Like I always say, no rules, just guidelines, so I can change it up when I feel like it. So yeah, to get this counter to roll over to 17% is, I think, less than 300 stitches, and the last few sessions I've been able to put in about that much due to this being big blocks of color. So yeah, we will see what we managed to get done today. Just trying to make sure I still take my breaks so that I don't injure myself. Yeah, so I don't know if I mentioned wind broke my apple tree again. Yeah, it broke a couple years ago. Like I say, it's old and dying, and yeah. A piece that broke, actually, I was surprised it had held on that long, because when it broke open, you could see it was entirely rotted right through the middle. So I don't know how it was still producing fruit, but yeah, it just will not quit. So yeah, we're down to about half of it now. So yeah, I was at the point where I asked my husband, do we have to cut it at this point? Because all the parts that have been on the side away from the garage have fallen down and broken off. I said, if it hits your garage, is it going to damage it? But he said, yeah, it's not heavy enough, so it shouldn't, hopefully, damage the roof of it if and when it does finally give up. Although it may just quit producing apples, and if it quits doing that a couple years in a row, then it'll be time for it to come down, I think. But yeah, we had a few years ago in 2020, it produced maybe 5% of its usual amount. I thought, well, maybe this is it, but then it came back with a vengeance the next year. So yeah, it is one stubborn thing. Well, they specifically bred it to survive our harsh Canadian winters. It's a Goodland apple tree. Yeah, I think they said it was developed in like Manitoba or something, but yeah. In fact, I find they actually do better if we have a really good cold snap the winter before. Yeah, usually that means then my harvest will be better the next fall. So yeah, I'm planning to get to that first week of September. I will try to make sure I still get some videos made for you guys if I can. I guess my harvest is not going to be as big either, since yeah, more of the tree broke away, so we'll see how long it takes. Yeah, because there was one year when it went totally nuts. I think it was 2015 or something. But yeah, I got like 90 liters of juice off that tree. It was insane. Usually I get around 40 to maybe 60. So yeah, when I'd done 30 or so, I thought, oh, good, I should be almost done. And then, yeah, no, I was not even close to being done. So, ugh. Of course, that was 90. That was when I still watered it down before canning it. I now just can it as concentrate. That way we can add carbonated water and make sparkling apple juice, but also it takes less space on the in the cupboard too, so that's really nice. So yeah, when you give somebody a jar of this juice, it's 1 liter, but it's more like giving them 2 liters because yeah, you do have to water it down quite a bit. As one of my husband's co-workers discovered, my husband did warn him, and he thought, oh no, I'm tough, I can handle it, and then yeah, he regretted it. So yeah, he has since moved away, so yeah, we miss him. He was a great guy. So yeah, he actually bought gifts for everybody when he left, and they were really personal. So he gave my husband a plasma ball because he's the, you know, engineer scientist guy. So yeah, he loved it. It was funny because he showed them when he turned it on, if you take the tube out of the stove, the lighting tube, and put it near it, it actually makes the tube light up. So yeah, and they're like, oh, see, he's being the scientist again. Yeah. Yeah, my husband actually considered becoming a teacher at one point, but he joined the army instead. Yeah, actually, it was kind of funny because my husband's family is from Hungary, and one of their reasons for leaving was, I don't know if they still do it, but at the time they had mandatory military service a couple of years for all the guys, and they said they didn't want their kids to have to do that. And then yeah, so what does my husband do, right? They come to Canada, he joins the military anyway, so oh dear. Okay, actually, I'm going to switch colors here. I could continue on with the navy, but I'm going to switch. Shake things up a bit. Pardon me. Oh. Yeah, pollen's been bad the last couple days, so I apologize. Yeah, it was funny too because they said they wanted to avoid them having to be in the military, and I always said I would never date a soldier. But yeah, never say never, right? We'd been going out for a week or two, and I said, oh, what do you do? And he's like, I'm in the army. And I was like, oh, shoot. Too late then, though. But he ended up not staying long term because of his back injury, so he's much better now. But yeah, it was pretty bad for a while there. Yeah, we were in a car accident, and yeah, that sucked. So okay, I'm going to do the bottom legs and then cross them all. Sometimes I go row by row, and sometimes I do this. Well, what I want to do is carry this thread here back up, and if there's any left, I'm going to do sort of the top of this block here. Well, not really a block shape, but you know what I mean. This section of color. So yeah, 52,000. I'm thinking 55 or 18%. I'm not sure. I haven't done the math to see whether 55,000 is 18% of 306,900. Yeah. I don't know. My math is not great. Yeah, it's funny because they told us, so, well, you won't have a calculator everywhere you go, but guess what? Now we do. basic math. I end up double checking with a calculator because I don't trust myself. Oh, that wasn't right. And where did my needle go? Oh, there we go. So I was pulling it back. The needle stuck into the rolled up fabric on the side there. I was glad I could find it again. I was worried it had flipped out of my hand onto the floor. So, yeah. Then I definitely want to find it before somebody steps on it. Ouch. Yeah, I wear slippers, so it's not a big deal, but nobody else in the house does, so. Well, I did it again. Yeah. Especially with a bright color, you could really tell that I had not gone back down in the right spot, and so there was a gap there. I find especially on this larger count, it's more noticeable, the 14 count. On the 18 count, I can sometimes kind of fudge it because 2 strands on 18 count gets more coverage than on 14, so that's what I use on both. So if you hear frantic clicking in the background, that's my son playing his video game. Okay, so I'm gonna do a row of this and then switch to another color. So yeah, I could just work with navy for like the next, half hour or so, but I want to make sure I take those breaks to keep from hurting myself, getting sore from the same motion over and over. Yeah, so we should reach the bottom edge of this pass today, I would think, because it's right here. That's row 140, so. My thumb was too fat there and having trouble selecting the right spot on the pattern. Ooh. Yeah, I used to use a stylus with my tablet, but I found it was adding extra steps that I didn't really need, so just use my fingers now, but it's also not quite as precise, so there's that trade-off. Yeah, a lot of this color here. So yeah, like I said, it does close a bit of this in later when I fill in the sky, but that's okay. I find when I close stuff in, but it's along the edges of shapes, it's not as noticeable. So like I said, I could be really finicky and kind of try to force myself to stick to the diagonals, but I prefer not to. And this is supposed to be fun, so. Oh, wind is picking up out there. Yeah, we had quite the rain last night. Yeah, I wonder when we're gonna have another summer with all the caterpillars. We get that every few years. Army worms, I think they're called. Yeah, they end up everywhere. Yeah, I had one year I didn't get as many apples because they chewed the heck out of my poor tree. Yeah, I guess it's like cicadas or whatever. They have a several year cycle where they go dormant for quite a while before they come back for 1 year with a vengeance and then go back into hibernation again. Okay, do another one of this color. And then yeah, this navy is gonna branch off around outside this electric blue. That's coming up later. God, how he doesn't get carpal tunnel clicking away like that, I don't know. My arm gets sore listening to it. Okay. I'm gonna go back to this color again. So just kind of traveling around wherever I feel like it. Yeah, talking about dealing with my apple harvest and making more juice, we still have to finish up last year's. I still have about a dozen jars left, so if my my in-laws do make it out to see us, I'll send them back with a box of it, of jars, because they're planning to drive out, so. Yeah, so I don't mind if I don't get my jars back right away because I have tons. Yeah, I found a bunch at the thrift store. And then one of my friends was cleaning out the basement and found her grandma's stash of jars and asked if I wanted them. So I said, sure. But so now I've got like over 100 jars. So that's quite a lot. Yeah, when you consider how much goes into filling just one of those jars, it is a lot of work. It's one of those things you can't really appreciate how much work it is until you do it, I think. Yeah, I helped. One of my friends had a couple crates of peaches that was given to them, so she asked me to bring my canner opener and help her, or canner over to her house and help her preserve them. So yeah, that took us all day to do 9 quart jars of peaches. So but yeah, it turned out well, so. Yeah, if people say that I save money by making my own, I said, only if you don't have to buy the fruit. Yeah, if you do, I don't really think you save much. It's only worth it if you grow it or somebody gives it to you. Yeah, I have not done a summer garden. I attempted one year and was in a different, our first house that we lived in. We moved since then, but they had a greenhouse, but I think the material they made the walls out of was too opaque. And I don't think enough sunlight got through because nothing grew in there. So, yeah, I haven't attempted it since. I said the apples is fine because I really don't have to do much to grow that. Yeah, I pruned the tree, you know, but that's about it. It does it all on its own, so. Oh my goodness, I keep doing that. And with the same color too, I don't know why. Well, I can't really blame the thread for that. Yes, I find some colors not up more than others, but me missing the correct spot on the on the fabric, that's all me. I can't blame the thread for that. Yeah, so not following my usual diagonal direction, but still doing my growing out from one edge and not leaving any gaps from there. So at least what I'm attempting to go for. Okay, it may just head all the way over left for a bit and fill some more in of the navy. Look at that, we're at 16.99%. So yeah, we will definitely get that to roll over to 17% today. So yeah, 18 may actually have been a conservative estimate. I may get further than that, we will see. Yeah, this has been a month with lots of bigger blocks and less confetti, so it's been making more progress than I did last month, which was, yeah, the flowers on the far right-hand side were very confetti heavy, so that slowed me down quite a bit. Oh, got a knot. Oh, there we go. Again. Yeah, unfortunately, if a thread has knotted up once, it tends to keep trying to do it. It's kinks in it and stuff, and yeah, it's caught on itself more easily. So I may get less of Firefly done this month since we have guests coming, but I do want to get some done because I was so excited. I got to the very edge of Inara's head last month. I just started the outline of her hair. So yeah, I've been looking forward to getting to some of the people in that pattern, so we'll see. But if I don't get it this month, I'll get it next month. That pass will have the top of her head down to her eyebrows, I think. Maybe a little bit lower, but yeah. And then we'll get some of Mel's hair and part of Simon at the end of that pass, but that'll take me a few months to get that far, I think. Okay. Oh man, still haven't rolled over to 17%. I thought that last row would do it for sure. We will see. Yeah, wind is picking up there, making my windows pop. Yeah, my old windows didn't pop as much. These ones do. Ooh. Oh my goodness, pardon me. As you can see, the sulky thread can't be pierced with the needle. Just pushed it out of the way, so that's why I like to use it for gridding. Easy to remove afterwards. Yeah, I actually used to grid with just ordinary sewing thread, and while it can be removed, it's much more of a struggle, yeah. I could continue on, but I think I'm going to switch colors again, just to, again, give my arms that little break. And hopefully keep things interesting, too. time to switch colors, but I think that's all I'll get out of that thread anyway. Yeah. This one is just about done as well. I think I could get the last couple stitches in that run of this color, so I will. All right, I'm gonna go back to the navy again. Oh, I went too many stitches on this one, didn't I? Uh-huh. Ah, well, you know what? Doesn't really matter that much. These colors are switched, I think. Yeah. So what I'm going to do... Oops. Yeah, it's cross stitch, not a up and down stitch there. Yeah, I just realized that I did that wrong, but in order to undo this stitch, I'd have to undo this entire row, and I just don't feel like doing that, and I don't really think it's going to be that noticeable. So I am going to fudge it. Oh, look at that. I still did this wrong. 2, 3. I tell you. Well, I didn't sleep well last night, so that's my excuse. Yeah, my brain just would not shut off. It's just so busy. Yeah, I finally had to get up so I didn't disturb my husband with all my tossing and turning. Got up and read for a while. Finally able to fall asleep around 2 a.m. so yeah. Like I could fix this mistake if I really wanted to, but it's not that big a deal, so I am not gonna. And I'm gonna fill in the rest here with the electric blue so that that one stitch at the top will be off, but I really don't care about that. I really don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. Yeah, I've never actually stitched a piece where there hasn't been a slight variation from the pattern because mistakes happen, or they're happy accidents, right? Okay, so. Oops, oh, unthreaded it again, darn it. So, like I said, this doesn't match perfectly, but oh well. Yeah. Wasn't like it was in his eye or something where it'd be really noticeable, so I'm not going to bother. Yeah, it wasn't like where I did the 10,000 stitches in the wrong darn color. Yeah, that was not something I could fudge. I mean, I had someone say you could make it a storm cloud instead, but nah. It would have bothered me way too much. 1 or 2 stitches wrong I can live with, but yeah. A whole like 5% of the pattern, yeah, that's not gonna fly for me. Okay, kind of divide that navy into a couple sections there. Since I have more than 1 thread, so yeah, now we're past 17%. Woohoo! Oops, sorry guys. Bonking my hand into the camera there. Tuck those threads into the grime guard and get them out of my way. Okay. The next pass should be more confetti heavy. We're going to start getting into the actual tail feathers there. Wing and tail feathers, yeah. Lots of different colors as we do the eye motifs on his tail. Okay. Bit of lint there. Try not to stitch it into my project there. Okay, so here's a thread I can finish off. Didn't look quite right. Yeah, that bottom leg, the threads were kind of twisted and not lying nicely, and then it was sticking out in the corner there. Would have bugged me, so let's fix that. Goodness, this one is not there. I need to cooperate. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the navy for a little bit. Darn it. Okay, I think I'll be taking a break soon because, yeah, I can feel it in my arms. up some big numbers today, these big blocks, but yeah, that means I have to watch it. I do not overdo it. Sorry, my dishwasher's kind of noisy there in the background. Hope that doesn't annoy you too much. Okay, so yeah, as I said, I didn't start at 0. I started at 124, so, but I still, that means we did quite a lot this session. Very productive. So, okay, I did these two. I'm going to do this here. Maybe finish off this parked one I have here, and then I think that is where I'm going to take a break. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do this one because I can tie it off and then it's done. And then I think that will be it for today. Yeah, like I said, got a lot done this session. Over 300 after you subtract the first 124, which was where I started at the beginning of this video. But yeah, that is where I'm going to take a break. So as usual, thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope to see you here again another time. All right, thanks everyone. Bye.